So whoever's bought the dip, I'm a big proponent of buying the dip. I did it myself. Yeah, I don't think anything is really on the overall market. Yeah, I see that you posted the CPI, and then the U.S. government's going to reopen. I think is it today or tomorrow? Also looking to pass the Clarity Act and a market structure bill. So ton of bullish news coming through. And liquidities, there's no reason to for liquidity to be constrained. So yeah, so I think the current dip or fear, the fear grade index is actually at 15, which is super super low. Yeah, so I think it's very much a structured retracement, and overall it's going to be pretty good. Oh yeah, I see that you've had some handy. So I'm just going to go through all the materials, and then for the latter part of the AMA, we'll open up the stage for everyone to speak. Yeah, we have some contents to go through. The theme for today is the conditions with G, Aether, and Repo. Let me do one by one. With 0G, I think the launch is next week. If not, so definitely with November. So that means be able to buy the V0G token at a discount. I think they're at 1.4 billion. So at a 30% discount, I think they're like $1.4 for. So you get it around $3.5, and then claim it at full price afterwards. So pretty good deal for the VZ. Pretty interesting launch for us, technically speaking, because the nodes are on Arbitrum, and then the liquidity pool is going to be on BNB chain. So and the claim is actually on the G mainnet. So and I think there's also going to be additional rewards coming from their foundation. Yeah, so that'd be pretty. Not much else going on their mainnet as far as I know. So these could probably drive up the volume and interactions for the G. And Aether, we're launching another campaign next Monday. It's the similar campaign of you deposit a node and you get some money, and if you provide liquidity, you get some money. That is launching on Monday. But that's actually going to be it's an interesting one. It's actually going to be Korean, so it's a regional campaign for Korean speakers. But I don't see any reasons you guys can't participate. So yeah, so I think when we announce, I think it's going to be English plus Korean. If it's purely in Korean, we're going to post it just as well, and then it's pretty straightforward, similar to previous campaigns on Galaxy. Repo. Actually, you guys are from the Repo community, but basically they are G'ing on the 17th. We hosted a AMA with them 2 weeks ago. I think it's actually quite popular, like within the community there, and are getting allocations for the Repo token. I think it's a smaller launch for Repo because it's a DEX launch. So curious to see how that works, because I do think they got in at 60 million FDV, which is not. Yeah, but anyway, so we're looking to launch week after their TGE. So the Repo LNT vault on Base network. Yeah, for us it's quite exciting because we're getting more of these integrations. So it's gonna be good for the protocol's product line, like horizontally scaling. And yeah, speaking of that, we are actually also going to probably launch another liquid node cell for Beamable network, which if you are following the deep pin narrative Innovative. They are a project similar to Aether, I think, on Solana, and they're doing a node sale that trying to let us partner with them. And then so we're looking to launch that for them. Basically, if you essentially is like you can buy a node from us with using the code, and then the only difference is that buy it from us, we know that you're interested in using LNT after they launch. And then so that's why it's a liquid node, meaning that you can sell your node much earlier. The BNB token. So that's the ownership that we're I think announcing maybe tomorrow. So right now it's a $450 per node. I'd really have to check the fine print because I want to find out the FDB for the node cell. Hopefully it's not a crazy high FDB. So that's about it for like updates. And if you guys want to talk about the markets, I'll give a sort of I don't think anything has changed. It's overall still pretty good. And earlier today I saw data that when the grade index it's below 20, there's just for the past 10 years then you get 65 to 70% of a upswing in the next 3 months and 75% in the next 6 months. So every time when the fear is overly exaggerated, you have a more than 50% of making a profit in the 3 to 6 months period. So that's pretty cool. But at the same when the fear it's really high, in the next 3 months, there's 30 to 40% chance that the market is going to continue to go down, which is, I guess, makes sense from a momentum point of view. I think it's still, if you're a player, it's going to still be some tough time for you. If you are shorting, I think you are right now, probably like you short at 20,000 Bitcoin. It's a pretty good profit. So congratulations to you. But overall, for us, I think as far as project goes, we're gonna building and figure out the product market fit at any given time. Cool. I mean, that's pretty much just quick run over of the things that I wanted to cover. Why don't I yield more time to you guys? I think Lazy Ape, you raised your hand earlier. Could you raise again and I'll invite you to the stage to share. Yeah. Here we go. Hey, can you hear me?
Hey guys,
Hey, what's up?
I can hear
Cool.
you. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yeah. It's doing the Market Watch channel, and I think it's actually quite good. We just started it, and we're gonna do more things like this. It's actually more meaningful interactions than pokers and karaoke's. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, makes perfect sense to me. I mean, I also enjoy posting relevant content there. So I hope it's helping the folks around as well. So talking about, I have one question regarding the LNT before I dive deeper around market sentiment. So, so you mentioned that you are about to integrate, be in talks with you who have a node, or you're only looking to integrate those who have a bright future, going who are here for the long haul. So because the way I see it, many projects, many people find it interesting to get the exit liquidity because they may not be very bullish around the project. So if that makes sense to you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I think your is it me? The connection is bad that I think you're not it. So I think I got the majority of the question is basically that if like we're doing these and repo, but is it exit liquidity or other usage or other usage of LNT, right?
Like IOLC or Moonwhale, they have a node, but
Yep.
their token price has suffered. Like they have had a crash of more node is not doing very well lately for many projects who are out there in gaming and in and with the DeFi or you can say the DePIN. So maybe if you have a project that is going to be integrated with the LNT and and people could see it coming and they would like to have an liquidity as soon as possible because they might have seen that Node is not doing really well. So my question was that are you going to integrate only projects
Yep.
who have a bright future, like for instance like Aether? They have had good revenues lately, and many are bullish around that project. So it makes sense for you to have integrated that project around LNT. But what about the other projects is not doing very well?
Mm, got it. Good question. So the basically we don't discriminate as long as it's so there's also a fine line. So we want to see that the project is at least like recognizable, I guess, because especially like in Web3, there's lots of the barrier to entry is really low. So we want to find projects who are at least, let's say, have reasonable like a reasonable community, and the founders are sometimes not anonymous, so we can have some trust in that project. Then we could launch the LNT for them. But overall, we don't like we wouldn't be able to judge if either uh, it's more or ZOG is more successful. Yeah. So for that, there's no there's sort of subjective view from our side, and actually, even if there's um, especially for the case where the project is performing poorly, I think that's where the LNT really shines because the nodes are sort of locked. Because you bought, like an ICO where you could dump like maybe 60 or even sometimes 100% of the TGE. With the notes, it's you're locked for 2 years, sometimes even 4 years, like Aether. So that's why like people are kind of
Yeah,
really
it
into
does. But
something like
I have
Solid,
a follow-up
sell
on
the
that as
future
well.
token. So
Uh,
that's the main, I would say, like innovation for the checker nodes or LNT. Yeah. So does that answer your
Tokens
question?
that are locked in a vesting contract, so that makes sense for them to get instant liquidity. And it's what you. So is this good for the product?
I see. So I
Going
think
ahead.
there's two ways of looking at this. One is that there's a cost relating to running some of the nodes. For Aether, there's a cost. Like if you run a node yourself, I think you're paying $10, $12. And there could be a time where you're not making $10 to $12 per month to cover operation cost. So then that's the time people will just
Yeah.
dump or leave the node. For us, that inherently it's a better solution because we will be like much lower price. We have the bargaining power, and then so our charging is lower, and then in a way
Yeah.
like from another perspective, like running these nodes has some value. It's either centralization or some type of verification for these projects. So yeah, so we would definitely like run the nodes and then also try to run it at a 99% or the best effort we could to receive the full rewards for the LNT token holders, the VT holders. Then again, for other projects, they don't require any cost to run the nodes. Like Repo, I don't think there's a hard cost, at least for now, to run the nodes. And Zero G as well, there's a cost, but it's fairly low. So there's as long as it makes sense for the for the protocol, like we're not just burning money, then we'll continue to do it. Yeah.
In the long run, that's the only way you would like to run their nodes. There is no point running a node for a project that does not pick up and suffers around price action for years and years to come. So you must be
Yeah.
keeping that in mind as well. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's right. Because even if you don't lose money or even we're making some out of it for the protocol, we're still like humans. So there's a limited bandwidth. We can't just we have to make the decision to prioritize which integration. So that's definitely right. So we're actually for us like definitely spending more time on the leading nodes right now is there at ZOG. And yeah, so some of these
Yeah. So
smaller ones
this is what
are actually.
this is my this is my original
Mhm.
question. Like you must be cherry picking the projects, uh, and not all of them who are offering a node to get featured with the LNT. Is that right or
Yeah, so that's another good question. So the way we see it is eventually like most DeFi projects like Uniswap, Aave, it has to be like permissionless. Like anyone could launch an LNT vault to do it. So that's where we'll work. But right now, like these nodes projects are not standardized. So the design, like you can't really make it a general purpose protocol that everyone could just launch a VT. So that's why we have to have some work to integrate with each of these protocols. But down the road, like if more projects starting to use LNT, then will be the standard for doing node cells for doing the VT. Yeah, so then just like let's say like we go to Uniswap, on their front end, they would cherry pick or they would like manually vet some of the pools that are like legitimate, and they would make them searchable on their front end. But you can also open up your own pool that may not be discoverable, but on the front end, but you totally use the Uniswap protocol. That's how we see like the sort of the end goal of LNT as a protocol that everyone could use. But we will, as a project, our responsibility is we will try to vet the good projects and put them on the front end. Yeah.
right? Makes sense. Thanks for answering.
Cool. I mean, with that, actually, I'd like to share a new product expansion, actually, because there's only so many projects having nodes, maybe like a handful. So it's not that big of a market, but the protocol itself is quite it's very much addressable to any projects with lock tokens, vesting tokens. So I think I've talked about this last week as well. Like we're expanding LNT to LVT, liquid vesting token. So that means any project like that has a vesting token, they could mint a VT. Let's say Monad, right? Monad is a big layer one launching in week. They have like more than 60% of their, like 2.5 billion FDV Mon tokens. They could mint VMon, and then people can buy and sell the VMon. So this would significantly broaden the project that we could partner with. And from a protocol perspective, it's really similar to LNT, only that it's not only the nodes, but really all the foundations tokens. So yeah, so that's something exciting that we're working on, and then we might be able to push that out with the full integration by the end of November.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. I mean, Lazy, you have you can share the market sentiments. Happy to more on that actually.
Yeah, sure. So you in the start you summed it up. Concerned. If you look at the on-chain data, the OG whales have been selling, and it's quite overwhelming. So, in contrast to this, you will see some buying pressure coming from spot ETFs, US spot ETFs, but still the price is struggling to hold up. So, so it's quite a contest going on. But at the same time, you mentioned about fear and greed index. So it's hitting extreme fear, and this is a huge buying opportunity. I see. Also, if you look at the data around Bitcoin, Bitcoin is holding up the 50-week SMA very nicely. So this has been holding since very early in the bull run for this cycle. So so as long as this 50-week.
Yeah, I do think there's more selling pressure than previously sort of I expected. But then again, another perspective, back when the October rate cuts happened, there was literally no more. It's sort of delayed. We were thinking about there's gonna be like a sell the news when the rate cut finally happened. And then November again, and then it turned out it's a delayed news maybe. No matter how you wanted to sort of rationalize things, what happens. So yeah, so overall, I think there's the only sort of like a perspective change for me is that I think towards the end of the year, I'm not really sure like what Bitcoin is going to hit like towards the end of the year. Like there are people like Tom Lee's like 150 200K easy. I'm not really sure about that. But however, my perspective changed such that I think it's going to be continue to be bullish towards like Q1 and Q2. So first half of 2020. Yeah, so the big swing happened a bit later than I expect. So it's really hard to time the market or anything, but
Yeah,
it
makes
changed that
sense.
it's going to be a bull run.
But
Yeah. Cool. I mean, I think, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
like Bitcoin is fighting it off for the bull market support band. I also shared that the bull market support band for Ethereum. So Ethereum is currently trading below the bull market support band. So at this point, so everyone looks to me. Many are on the fence. They are waiting for either for the right buying opportunity, or maybe for Bitcoin to show some strength. So this is part of the cycle where not many have been positioned in right now.
Mhm, Yeah. So the markets and everything, and it's like the only player. If there's a like if the discount and the people actually are hesitant. If it's anything else, like if you're buying a car or something, there's a 50% discount, you would just jump on it. So same thing. Like if you're pretty looking at ETH at let's say 7K, and now it's at it just went from 45 to 35. That should be if and then nothing else changed for you. It's actually a good thing, right? But that's never the market. So yeah, so like I'm still overall like you I don't think anything that I previously were bullish on has changed. If anything, there's only more good things. So it's more structural. But yeah, we're talking a lot about the markets. I just wanted to make sure these are non financial advice. We're just kind of chatting. Happy to do this type of discussions all the time. Hmm. Ah, of course, yeah. So there's a lot actually. So just start. I think um, there's the macro sort of point of view. Typically, like with the interest rate going down, there's more liquidity in the market, and that's generally bullish. So that has been the case, for the past few cycles. I'll bet there's some shocks with like things like COVID and then also takes and things like that. But overall, if there's more liquidity, um, or and so yeah, so that has been the case for the past 6 months. Since actually, since probably like is it in March when the first rate cut for this cycle. Yeah, so that's one. And we don't see that to change at the time. There's for the next 6 months at least, and then there's also structural changes like a new Fed chair that's going to be appointed by Trump administration. So yeah, so overall I think that's continue. Number two is institutional adoptions. So this is been talked by a lot, like Bitmain, MicroStrategy, and nowadays, of course, with the ETF that's been around for like years. And there's so that means more assets going to be eventually toast up, and this time is not going to be bottom up, actually going to be down. And yeah, so that's good overall for the chain of their choice, which still I think there's a lot going on for them. Yeah, so that's that. Other there's what else? I think overall those are sort of the view supporting the sort of like the super cycle as contradicting with the forecast is by the end of December. I kind of feel like that's more a correlation as opposed to causation. It's just so that past few cycle happened to coincide with the something's happening by the end of the 4 year. As opposed to right now, I don't think the whole narrative is driven by Bitcoin mining as much as opposed to more things like the institutional adoption. So yeah, so those are things that I can think of on top of my mind. And then as far as I know, I don't think any of that has changed with the sell-off. Yeah.
That's coming to an end by Fed. They have announced like they are going to halt QT by December this year. So that's the thing that supports your case. So looking forward to how things unfold.
Right. Add to that a sort of a human reason that I just don't think the Trump administration is gonna let the run end. Like they're going to do everything they could to prolong it. So in a way, I think people are saying that this is a man-made bull run by Trump. I think there's some effects to that. Of course, not 100%. But they're like policy wise, they can do a lot. Just by throwing out the idea of giving everyone in the US $2,000, that give me the vibe of 2021 when everyone is claiming the COVID bill, the COVID airdrop from the US government. And what did that at the market, right? So that pushed Bitcoin to like 69, 60K, push Dogecoin like 0.00 something to almost like 7. So if that remotely gets close to reality, I think it's just gonna be that's gonna be where I wanted to position my potential sell.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely not right now. But I think Trump is there's like no good reason for him to see a bear market. Cool. I mean, any of you guys wanted to join the stage? We're doing more of these sort of more like a discussion type of it's, which is nice because there's only so many things I can talk about each week. So Laurie and you guys, if you want to join, you can raise your hand. If not, I think it's a pretty good session. You don't have to keep it like super long every week. Yeah. So I think that's. I mean, as far as the near future, I think the Beamable node cell we're gonna announce with them pretty soon, and then the Aether campaign is on Monday, and the DOG launch will be the week after. So yeah, those are the big things happening. And yeah, we'll continue and yeah, keep an eye on Market Watch channel. That's actually really good. And then we like if you guys have any other ideas on more channels for like engagements and stuff, we're happy to hear. Cool. All good, guys. All good, Lazy Ape. We're gonna call it a day. Awesome. Thanks. See you guys. See you next week.